Hi, this is Little Wolf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition. Let's continue exploring this system. I've explored those two. I guess I might go to the Normandy crash site. This is a DLC mission, so I have never played it before. Because the only DLC I owned for Mass Effect 2 was the Lair of the Shadow Broker, which is actually pretty impressive as far as DLCs go, and definitely worth it even back in the day. I didn't regret buying that. Angea is a typical ammonia-methane ice giant. Traces of chlorine in the atmosphere give it a distinct green tint. Penetrating scans have revealed a large number of hollow, unpowered objects with dimensions of 3.14 by 1256 by 2827 meters circulating in the equatorial cloud bands. These objects appear to have sails or wings attached, allowing them to be borne aloft by Angea's winds. While they are too deep to be reached for study, popular conjecture in xenoarchaeological studies holds that they are coffins of an ancient race who laid their dead to rest in the gas giant. That's actually pretty interesting.
Launching probe. Probe away.
You do occasionally get those snippets of pretty interesting stuff in those text descriptions. Ain Gena is hot, beautiful and deadly world, covered with the debris of ancient starships. Approximately 127,000 years ago, a series of battles were fought over it by two organic species, the Toyhan and the Isunanon. Although no records of the conflict remain, most historians agree that both races wanted to colonize Ain Gena, and neither were willing to share. The two lost hundreds of ships in series of battles over Ain Gena and its moon, Baraya. Many of those were eventually pulled in by the planet's gravity well. The Mass Effect drive cores of those ships broke apart, dumping refined element zero over large stretches of landscape. This poisoned the environment and a wave of extinctions followed. Many of the animal species that remained showed a tendency to develop biotic powers. As the ecology of Ain Gena is energetic and aggressive, this makes colonization a deadly peril. Karora is essentially a great rock in space, tidally locked to a mother. Its only notable feature is a chain of craters stitching across the northern hemisphere, thought to be a result of impacts by swarms of meteors. Karora's low density suggests it contains no mineral wealth beyond common light metals. It maintains a tenuous atmosphere of krypton and xenon. Well, clearly it does have some mineral wealth because it has medium resources instead of poor. Orbiting closest to the F-star Amada, Takan is a blistering sun-blasted hell. Neither its carbon dioxide atmosphere nor its weak magnetic field provides any protection from the star's harsh radiation. Fortunately, Takan has few significant resources and is only notable for the unusual purple desert in the southern hemisphere, thought to be a result of an eroded spessarite? I have no idea what that even means.
Launching probe. Anomaly detected.
Alhera's crust is composed of carbon and water ice. While low density, its large size allows it to retain a thick atmosphere of methane and ammonia. It is believed that if Alhera had acquired a bit more mass when the Amada star system formed, it would have formed the core of the second outer system gas giant. Alhera has three moons: Uluru, Wandichna, and Bayame.
Probe launched. Something on our sensors.
Anomaly detected. Scans confirm the wreckage of SSV Normandy on the planet's surface. No life signs or mechanical activity detected. Stable landing site located amidst the crash site. Explore the crash site. Okay. A dog tag. I'm supposed to collect those for the Alliance leadership. Collect the dog tags of fallen crew members. Apparently there's 20 of them. Press F to place the monument. Okay, I'll do that last. Okay, so I guess that's the armory in the lower part of the ship, where... Although wait, no, it can't be. It didn't have a table. I'm not quite sure why it showed Ashley right here, because she used to work in that armory. Spoke to Commander about this. All those damned aliens aboard the Alliance's most advanced warship. I don't trust them, especially the damned Asari and the Quarian. What does Shepard think this is? A zoo? With the Quarian, it seems she's on some kind of a pilgrimage trying to improve the lot of her home ship. I can understand that. I would babysit my children or anything, but if she has to be on board, I suppose it's not too bad. For a while now, I'm taking back I'm taking a look back at the past entries in this journal. How blind I was at the time. I came onto the ship firmly believing humanity was on its own in the galaxy. Shepard brought all of those aliens on board, and there's no way we could have accomplished what we did without them. I'm proud to say that I would die for any of the members of this crew, regardless what world they were born on. Yeah, so that was Navigator Presley's journal, and it actually, his change of attitude towards aliens is actually corroborated by scientific study of racism, because it has been found out that basically the more you have to do with different groups of people, the less likely you are to be prejudiced against them, which makes sense because obviously people are just people. There are assholes and saints and nice people and jerks in every group, and the more you spend time with them, the more you realize that, and the more commonality you find with different people. Okay, I'm missing 7 dog tags. Fortunately for me, they are glowing, so it shouldn't be as difficult. Okay, that's the last one. So let's place the monument. I think a good place would be somewhere over here because... Excuse me, because this is the nameplate of the ship, so it's kind of iconic, you know, it lets you know right away what ship is this a memorial to. So let's just slap it over here. It said hold F, right? Why doesn't it work? Okay, it's good enough. Let's go. A monument has been placed on the last resting place of the SSV Normandy on Al-Hera, and the families of all of the missing have been notified of their ultimate sacrifice. To be honest, I considered this DLC and the whole idea of having the Normandy blow up in the very first minutes of the game to be stupid, because there is no... like, it's very cheap. It's a very cheap, tug on your emotions, because, oh, you had this ship for the entirety of the first game, so it's supposed to be nostalgic when you walk among its ruins. But the problem is, its distraction wasn't even earned by the plot. So I'm not a fan of this.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
I'll read it later. I still have a bunch of planets to visit. Located within the life zone of a dimming orange sun, Vatra would be habitable except for its carbon dioxide atmosphere and an icy surface that kills most oxygen-producing bacteria. Nevertheless, a few mercenary companies and slavers have numerous strongholds on the planet, out of reach of any galactic authority. Travel advisory: a statistically significant number of distress signals have originated within the 1 million kilometer mark of Vatar. Civilian travel is not advised. A rocky planet with a crushing atmosphere, Sector has been scanned from orbit but largely left unexplored due to its sweltering conditions. Its atmosphere contains nitrogen, but also an unusually high percentage of ethane, which can coalesce in the pockets near the surface. The alumina-heavy crust of the planet can reach glowing hot temperatures during daytime, reaching the ethane's auto-ignition temperature and creating pockets of flame across the landscape. For this reason, extravehicular activities are discouraged on Sector, and no company has been willing to invest in the expedition. Uvan Prime is a stony planet encased in ice under the methane-heavy sky, named for the Uvan Consortium, the Batarian manufacturing firm that first financed its explorations. The planet's crust provides much of the boron allotropes used in Omnigel throughout the terminus systems. The area has naturally become a haven for pirates who attempt to steal the refined gel or its ingredients as soon as the cargo ships leave the atmosphere. Damaged by the UV and gamma radiation from the Class F star it orbits, Uta is no one's first choice for a planet to land on. Covered in seawater, Uta has a hydrosphere and ozone layer similar to Earth's, but that simply isn't enough to ward off the life-killing radiation. Its nitrogen-rich, oxygen-poor atmosphere goes unchanged by the few proteins that manage to form in the ocean depths. Uta, however, has served as a station for the slaves escaping their Batarian masters. What little land it has is tectonically stable, and its considerable radiation belt and electrical storm grant covers from many common types of sensors. Fleeing ships typically hide on Uta long enough to discharge their drive cores and stock up on deuterium before trying to make it out of the cluster's mass relay. So I am going to leave. That was the only planet in this system.
Fuel at 1/2 capacity.
I have more than enough resources to do some research. Apparently I can't use any of that yet. I'll get the advanced mineral scanner. The Android Group's proprietary Argus Planet Scan technology has been integrated into the ship's system. This will greatly speed up the planet scanning process, because there will be a lot of scanning going on in the future. So, the Turian-designed Tanix magnetic hydrodynamic cannon is now installed on the Normandy. That cannon is powerful enough to destroy a collector ship with repeated hits. I'm not really interested in any of those armors, so I'll just leave it be for now.
No messages for you, Commander.
Commander, we've got the data you sent. If this went public, it could go do some serious damage to Cerberus's image. This intel will take years to decode, but just having it is a huge win for the Alliance. Well done, Shepard. Good luck on your mission. From Anderson. From Talitha, who is a character from the first game. It was a very touching and sad quest. She was taken as a slave from the same colony that Shepard comes from. Shepard, I don't know if you remember me. I had a gun and you stopped me from hurting myself. My doctor said I am doing better. One of them works with people you work for. He told me I could get a message to you. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't talked to me that day, but the doctors are helping me. I'm getting better. They put me in a special school and they said I'm doing good. The doctor said that other people are getting taken like I was. I hope you can help them like you helped me. Thank you. Things are quiet again from Omega Clinic desk. Commander, I wanted to thank you again for saving me from those Batarians. I thought I've seen the worst of the people's anger and fear at Dr. Solson's clinic. I had no idea how much anger his work was keeping in check, how bad it really was. If not for you, I would be dead. Thank you. The clinic is doing well. You got rid of most of the plague, and I've been able to handle the rest without much trouble. The Blue Suns keep offering to take over the security here. I keep the mechs powered on. I won't make the same mistake twice. Thanks, Daniel. From Admiral Hackett. The Alliance was grateful to receive the information you found at the Normandy's crash site, and we've sent it out to the affected families. By finding those dog tags, you've provided a peace of mind for a lot of people, Commander. I thank you on their behalf. Okay, so let's go somewhere else. Investigate Project Overlord. Recruit the convict and secure smuggled cargo. Help Zaid. Okay, local cluster. This is just where Earth is. It doesn't really matter. You can do anything with it. And I've read all of the planet descriptions back in the first game. Although I might visit it because there's a slight but very well known Easter egg in the local cluster. I might visit it when I go to the Citadel. But for now... I guess I might do Project Overlord. Although, have I been properly introduced to the fact that it's even a thing? Like, how would I know? Did I receive a message about it? Yes, I did. Yeah, experimenting with highly volatile technology. I need you to investigate. Yeah, I might do that. I never played Overlord because that's another DLC. And as I said, I've only owned the Shadow Broker DLC back in the day. I might do that because it's like the most out of the way. So yeah. A gas giant, Ishasara is composed mostly of hydrogen and nitrogen. Its orbit in recent years has taken it close to the mass relay in the system, making it a popular stop for scoop ships to refuel the hydrogen in the thrusters before moving on. Okay, it has poor materials, so I'm not even going to bother scanning. By normal standards, a large rock planet, Pahur, fiery, is constantly scorched by the white bright sun, bright giant it orbits. A dense atmosphere featuring hydrogen, helium and clouds of vaporized magnesium float over its iron-rich core, making for a truly hellish landscape. Its spectacular temperature prevents any practical exploration. Sarapai, ever upward, is the second planet orbiting the white star Tasra. Sarapai's pressure cooker atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane serves as a greenhouse to an already boiling hot surface. Cobalt compounds are frequently found on its crust, giving spectacular blue tinges to the land. Scans from the orbit probes indicate its crust contains deposits of platinum, likely to be as unexploited as its sister planet First discovered by the Quarians at the turn of the century, Ecuna is habitable, but a second-tier choice for most species. Circling an orange sun, Ecuna averages below freezing temperatures. This led to development firms to colonize at the planet's equator, where the climate is tolerable for agriculture. To Quarians seeking a homeworld of their own, petitioned the Citadel Council for the right to take over Ecuna, but they had already settled a few 100,000 Quarians on the planet before approaching the Council. Seeing this occupation as illegal act, the Council turned a deaf ear to the Quarian pleas and gave the world to the Elcor, who could withstand the high gravity of the world far better. The Quarians squatting on the planet were given 1 galactic standard month to leave, at which point their colonies would be bombarded. The junk left from behind the fleeing Quarians clogs up the portions of the landscape to this day. Non-Elcor visitors to Ecuna are advised to use personal or vehicular mass effect fields to lighten the pressure, as the surface gravity will otherwise cause health and mechanical problems. Colony founded in 2103 CE. Population 221,256,200. Capital Belshadi, or in Elcor, Duravunafnun. Okay. It's kind of weird and crazy to me how I keep bombarding settled worlds with probes to steal their mineral resources. Like there are hundreds of millions of sentient beings on this planet. Ponos is a typical hydrogen-helium gas giant. Its once vital helium-3 refining machinery in the orbit around the planet was destroyed in one of Aita's many wars, and Aita's extraplanetary trade suffered severely as a result. The dictators of Aita are not pleased with this situation, but they consider it a bad strategic move to be the first to start work on a refinery before eliminating any chance of the other nations or planets seizing it. Moros is a small rock planet with a thin nitrogen and carbon monoxide atmosphere. Each city-state of Aita claims the rights to exploit the planet for its heavy metal deposits. Individual city-state governments maintain 3 small habitats on Moros, as far away from one another as possible. Nevertheless, the planet's wars have extended here, and the habitats frequently send commando teams to assault each other in the small unit action. The inhabitants of Moros have set large numbers of anti-personnel and anti-vehicular mines at common choke points across the planet. Records of the mines' locations are extremely unreliable. Civilian travel is not advised. Okay, I'll scan the other planet to see if it has more natural resources than this, because then I can use the probes in this one. A so-called hot Neptune, Echidna rapidly orbits the star Typhon at a nose-to-nose distance, much like a Pegasus or a hot Jupiter. Distance between also like the Pegasus, it is believed to have formed further out and gradually migrated to its present position. Its core is higher in rock content than Sol's Neptune, the consequences of attracting asteroids and other debris as it journeyed through the solar system. Okay, I need to save one probe for landing on Ita, but I will do it next time, because I think this episode has been long enough. So I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.